So during the dissertation process, like sometimes you come into this and you feel like you don't know what you're doing, right? And so you come in as a newbie, and then you look at the people on your dissertation committee, you look at your professors, and you're like, wow, like they all already have this degree. How am I, like, I need to listen to them, right? Like, how can I go up against what they're saying? But I have found, at least in my doctoral journey, so much of my journey required me to advocate for myself and what I wanted. For example, my dissertation is not as long as most people's dissertation is, right?
Hmm.
But the amount of research that was available on female entrepreneurs, it just wasn't that much. I'd scoured everything that I knew in the academic world to have my literary review of what existed, and it wasn't very much. But they kept wanting me to write more, and I was like, listen, I'm done with this. I don't want to write anymore. Like if there's something that's missing, like tell me and I will write about it. But you're just asking me to write another, 75 pages because you think it needs to be longer. This is what it's going to be.
Hmm.
And I really had to fight for, this is what my research shows. This is where it is, and I'm not doing anything else. So
Yes.
talk to me about advocating for yourself and really having that confidence in yourself, because like you said earlier in a previous question, you were the one that knew this industry because you had
Mhm.
done the research, you were the person. So how did you have to advocate for yourself, and then what advice would you give to others who are kind of in that place where they feel like they don't agree with what the committees are saying or what the powers that be are saying, but they have to finish and they want to finish as quickly as possible?
Yes. I got two things. And I won't bury the lead. Trust yourself.
Mm,
Because like you said, it can be very easy to look at the people who are on your committee, even professors who are not on your committee, and see, oh, okay, you've already got this, degree, you've already got these
hmm
years of experience, so you know what you're talking about. The the difficulty with following that like all the way is that you will
hmm
never finish. Let that sit in the
yeah,
atmosphere for a minute. You will
yes.
never finish because they have so much expertise. And so if you imagine, let's just pretend that you have 10 professors. Each one of them has a different, perspective. They've got these different ideas. And if
hmm
you listen to each one of them and you take everything that they say, your dissertation is going to be like, bigger than W.E.B. Du Bois's. Like his was like 500 something pages
I
long.
know.
That bad boy was like thick. And you'll never finish. So
hmm
trust yourself. As they're talking, there's going to be things that you hear on the inside of you like, I don't really think I need to add that. One example was on my dissertation, I focused specifically on African American women who are native to the United States and have
mm
been here for at least 3 generations. So that means them, their parents, and their grandparents. And someone on my committee said, well, really think you should, expand to all of the women of the diaspora because there are Caribbean-born Black people and there are African. And I was like, I adopted this phrase. That sounds like a really good postdoc project. I'm going to look into that later. Because I knew that if I expanded it beyond, there are so many nuances to the experiences of people in different geographic locations, then I would have never finished because the research would have
hmm
been so complex and so detailed. And it is a really good idea for postdoc. The other thing where I advocated for myself was I started my doctoral journey in a different university. And this was a PWI.
mm
And but actually both of
mm
mine are PWI, but
hmm
the ideologies were a lot different. So the first one, very valuable. I really enjoy what I learned from that
hmm
university. But as I got closer to the finish line of my doctoral journey and I honed in on Black women as my specific focus, I started to notice a lot of pushback from the professors because they wanted me, well, what about all women? What about women of color? What about, and they didn't want me to focus on
On
Black
Black
women,
women. That's
didn't want
interesting.
it. Yep. And I noticed it only like I got such great interaction with my professors on anything else that I'd done. When I
Mm,
started turning in stuff, because I don't know if it's all the universities, but in that particular university, they do these like dissertation preparation courses
hmm
where they help you kind of like lead into the dissertation so
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
not so as I was in those courses, I started to notice that the feedback and the interaction from my professors started to wane a whole lot, especially when they
Mm,
found out what my subject matter was going to be. And so I got one class away from being a curriculum course away from being like completely done with the curriculum for that program.
hmm
And I left the university at such a crucial stage. at such a almost done stage, at such a I'm ready to be done with this because I've been
Oh
in school for
God.
20 something years
Yeah.
stage. I advocated for myself and I left because I trusted my voice. I realized I don't know what's going on, but something ain't something in. That's my phrase. Something ain't something in.
Something
And
is.
I don't,
Wait a
it
minute.
ain't. And I don't know what to call it. And I'm not going to make any judgments, but
Mm,
it's not feeling right in here. I got to go. And yes, it added 2 years onto my doctoral
mm-hmm.
journey. Yes, I had to take more curriculum courses at the new university
Mm-hmm.
because, they have a different degree and all of that. But unfortunately, I have a colleague who stuck around, and the things that she's experiencing now are exactly what I thought might be happening to me.
Wow.
And I kind of dodged a bullet. I don't really know if I like that term, but I did.
Mm,
And
yeah.
so that would be the advice. Trust yourself. They've got the expertise, they've got the experience, they've got a lot of knowledge, but so do you. So
So
trust that voice.
do
If you're feeling it down in your shondo, you got to go, you got to go.
so do you. What a wonderful piece of advice. Like they have a lot of experience, but so do you. And that's exactly how I felt. Is I was like, but I'm the one doing it. Like I am actually the entrepreneur. Like I was already a full-time
Yes,
entrepreneur when I was, get like finishing my dissertation. Like I am, but I know this. Like,
yes.
and I think that sometimes when we go into our doctoral programs, we forget like what we know.
Yep.
Most people don't go into a doctoral program at 22. Like you don't just graduate college and then immediately like you have some experience.
So
And I
much,
trust that.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I love that.
it can be difficult, it can be daunting because in a lot of programs, it's not a lot of like what you can expect. There's
Mm-hmm.
when you go through undergrad, they give you like very line for line. This is what you can expect,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we want. It's so vague. And well, at least it's been in my experience. Was that your experience where it's just kind of vague, like what they really wanted?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna stop this and get into another question.